Yeah, morning everybody. As Paul said, my name's Gary Hurley. I'm actually Manager of Networks in Customer Delivery. So I suppose for the context of this session, Customer Delivery looks after the water treatment plants, the water networks, the primary customer interface with the residential, commercial, industrial customers, wastewater collection and transport, and then the wastewater treatment plants, plus the retail functions of accounting and billing, etc. So you might like to say the customer delivery actually represents our existing customer base and must keep our services running, which is absolutely vital. You know, we have 4.7 million customers expecting good, solid services every day of the week. So customer delivery is the group that's charged with making that happen. Okay, so as it says up there, our purpose, ensure continuity of service to customers to meet their needs. So working in partnership, and I think one of the themes that I really want to get across today is it's about collaboration and partnership between Sydney Water and industry. And that goes from Mark's team through all the teams that work for me, for Bernie Sheridan in treatment. It's all about how we all work together to get the work done. So our customers, what do our customers need and want? They want to understand what is happening. So if we're working in their communities, they want to understand what's actually happening on. Everybody knows the concept of the sidewalk supervisor, but at a community level, people expect to understand what's happening in their neighbourhood. If there are going to be changes made, people want to be notified. So if the water's going to go off, they need to be notified, and then we've got to keep the promises. One of the biggest issues we have is when we don't keep to our promises. We say we're going to turn up at 7:30 and do something. We're going to finish at 1, and then it varies from that. We don't turn up, something goes wrong. That's when people it starts to break the relationship down with the community and individual customers. Really fundamentally, they want to be treated fairly. So if they've got a kid's birthday party on that day, we've got to be flexible enough to alter the way we're doing our work, just to be able to accommodate reasonable expectations from people. And they want us to be safe. They want us to be a safe organisation, that we don't have people coming to work and being injured. They also want us to treat the environment with respect. It's their local community. They don't want mud in the creeks. They want us to be treating their environment where they live with the due amount of respect. So what's our operating environment? Customer Delivery's operating environment is highly regulated. We have the EPA, which is they're quite an effective regulator. We have the health department, because a lot of the stuff we do actually impacts on drinking water, and drinking water quality is the primary outcome for the entire organisation. Public health. And IPART, our financial regulator, they have expectations that we're an efficient operating organisation. Another aspect of our environment is that we're highly visible. I think social media has driven such a level of visibility. There's everybody's got a phone in their pocket, so everybody's a news cameraman. And so if we have any impact, it's very quickly translated to a news bulletin that evening. And I've had the great fortune of standing up and explaining a number of those. So it's a very highly regulated, highly visible environment that we operated in. So our networks and plants, how our network operates. Let's just suffice to say they're pretty complex. We have over 50,000 kilometres of pipe. We have over 1,000 facilities, primarily in the networks, water pumping stations, reservoirs, wastewater pumping stations, odour and corrosion units, chemical dosing units, chlorination plants, etc. And we have more than 30 wastewater treatment plants, plus a number of water treatment plants. So, and some of those wastewater treatment plants are monoliths. North Head, Malabar, they're huge facilities that are very complex to work in. We've got a pretty strict licensing regime. We have operating licences which mandate certain service levels. So our operating licence prescribes, not describes, it prescribes certain service standards we must meet. With that goes a fair bit of administration, which falls into the realm of paperwork for some people, but for us, it's just the rules of the game. So we need to apply certain levels of rigour around our data collection, particularly around customer disruption. We also have pretty clear environmental protection licences that are pretty closely monitored by the EPA. So highly visible, quite highly regulated environment that we operate in. And in terms of performance, we need to provide services 24/7. So there's no downtime. We don't knock off at 5. So last night we had people working around the clock trying to keep Picton in water. So that's just the nature of the beast. So it's 24/7 operations business. So why is that important? It really underlines why it's vital to build solid relationships with the local operators. They need to understand what your requirements are, just like you need to know what their requirements are, because it's a symbiotic relationship to that extent. So these are the people who actually will understand what needs to be happening in the network or the plant to actually keep it working. They need what it can do and what it can't do. They know when they can take pieces of equipment down to get work done on. And they need to know what you need out of them so that they can set their system up so that you can do your work. At the end of the day, they want the work done as well. So the local operators aren't necessarily a barrier. They can be an ally. It's just a matter of how we manage that interface. They can help you, but you've always got to remember that they're trying to amalgamate various work streams. They've got maintenance programs running, they've got renewals programs running, which is coming out of this audience, they've got growth aspects that are butting into it, which again come out of here, but they've also got local developers that are doing relatively smaller work that you may not actually touch on, but they're trying to integrate that whole lot into this highly complex system of plants and pipe work to make sure that customers get the service they expect. Okay, so that's sort of the context of customer delivery, if you like. So now I'd like to just hand over to our LCS team, Paul again, Mark again, and Catherine Port.